For texting?
Mm-hmm.
Set rules?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I do, kind of.
No.
Yes.
No.
Nope.
No.
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 Yeah. No.
No.
No. Nope. I don't.
Not really.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit.
No.
Yes.
No.
Rules?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
No, I do not.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
No.
No.
No, I'm crazy.
You're crazy.
What do you mean?
I'm psycho.
What are my rules? I don't know. I think it depends. Like, I know that there are games that you can play with people. Like, I just don't want to be overbearing to somebody. So I'll, like, I guess, like, my rule would be, like, I'll text them to let them know that I'm interested, but I won't, like, continuously text them at the very beginning.
Not to text too much, but not to do it not enough.
My rule is minimal.
Yeah.
Minimal texting.
Okay.
And I have just FaceTime.
Well, I guess I'm just not like forward when I like someone until there's like confirmed like interest back from them. And so I guess my rule is until I get that, like I won't really text them ever first.
It's a big thing for me, like, if there's punctuation, like, it's the right way. Like, it bothers me if it's not the right way.
You want
I have a
okay.
2-strike rule.
A
You don't-
2-strike
If you don't
rule.
text me back after 2 times, I have the fear of being desperate.
The boy always texts us first, and you have to wait like a good amount of time to text back, so you like seem busy and not like over interested if you like really do like him.
If I like the girl, I'll text back right away.
Maybe if I don't know her well, to tell you the truth.
No, I just text back like when I can.
It depends on the situation.
If she took a long time, I don't want to text back immediately just because it might be a little weird. It might be like, oh, I'm overeager.
I take longer to text back than they take.
No.
If a girl takes forever, it's like, I'm not going to answer you right away. I'm going to take forever too.
No, but I don't do it like necessarily like, oh, she took this long, and so I'm gonna take this long. But if she does take a long time, I'm usually like, oh, she's just being stupid, and she doesn't want to text me back. So I usually don't care so much about texting her back.
Yes, I'm super. This is like the inner sixth grader in me. But I like if he took like 4 hours and I try to take like 8 hours. So like if that means like forcing myself to go to sleep, like I'll do it.
If I'm really interested in a girl and I try not to overthink it.
Okay.
Because then it means more to me. If I'm like sincerely interested, I want to like pursue and date this. I try not to seem like, though I am playing maybe this game.
Yeah.
Because you're always playing a game,
Yeah.
right? Doesn't matter. I try not to seem like I'm worried about that game. So I'd wait maybe 10 minutes. I wouldn't be
Okay.
like jump on it like a crazy person. But I wouldn't retaliate in the way of matching their time.
It depends on how long she took to respond back to my text.
I'll just text her back. I don't really think about it too much.
Only happened once. I'd probably text her back immediately. But if she kept doing it, I would do so.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone claims they don't play games, but like, if someone takes 5 hours, you're not gonna like respond immediately.
Right.
Like, anyone that does is a liar.
No.
I'll wait a couple seconds so
Okay.
it wasn't like, yeah.
No, I mean, it depends. Like, if she takes a long time between every single message, then I'll just be like, whatever, you're gay. Like, I know you have time.
I text her back when I feel like it.
Like, I would just text her back unless she does it every time. If she's a game player, then...
Don't do it on the street.
Yeah, teach her a lesson.
If he takes a long time to respond, it doesn't mean I'm gonna take a long time.
I text back immediately.
Okay.
I don't like that game.
If he took a while to text me back, I'd take a while to text
Okay.
him back.
Like,
Depends, I guess. Mostly my mood, I guess.
okay.
Because sometimes it's like, sometimes if it like ticks you off, you know, you're like, okay, we're having a conversation, you don't text me for this long, whatever,
Yeah.
I'm not going to text you back.
Uh-huh.
But it's not like, oh, I'm going to wait exactly 3 hours to text you back. But it's like, whatever, I obviously wasn't your first priority, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it on the back burner for a little bit until I want to text you back.
No, I'll double text.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
You'll double text right after he texts you back after like 3 hours of not responding.
Oh, wait. No.
Okay, what kind of double text are we talking about?
What do you mean?
Like one right after another.
No.
What does that mean?
Double text me?
I don't know what double texting is.
What do you mean?
As in
Like 2 times in a row.
Double text. What do you mean?
So like double text as in they.
like the same text twice?
No.
What's that? Like a group text?
I don't care. It's
Okay.
probably
And-
better because I forget or
Okay.
I'm in school.
Yeah, I don't read it. So like if I'm thinking of it in terms of games,
Mhm.
I think I'm winning.
Yes, you
That's
are.
how I feel.
It depends on what the double text is. As long as it's not clingy, then yeah, it's fine.
I do it.
You do it?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Not in a weird way, but I can double text and I don't think it's that weird.
And you don't think it's weird when girls do it to you?
Depends on the situation, but no, I don't think it's
Okay.
too weird.
Yeah, if it's a guy I don't like, then I'm bugged. But if it's a guy I like, then I'm not bugged.
If I like the girl, and like that's cool.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I'm just like, honestly, I forget to text all the time.
It doesn't bother me at all. I don't. I didn't even know what it was.
I don't think too much of it. If I'm interested in the person, then it's obviously like a better sign.
Depends on the situation, but if it's just like, how's your day? And then I don't text back, and then she's like, was it good?
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, okay, easy. Yeah.
If it's a pushy second text, like, why aren't you texting me back? It's a little aggressive, yes.
I feel great about that. I obviously
Okay.
didn't respond, so he was trying again.
All right.
Would you do that though? No. Because I don't want him to think that I'm stalking him.
That's cool.
It would depend on if like, I don't know, like the relationship maybe.
Well, if I didn't text her back because I was busy, and I honestly didn't really text her just because I didn't have time, then I wouldn't care. If I deliberately didn't text her back because I didn't want to talk to her, then I would just think she was real thirsty, and it would just make me. It would just turn me off more to the idea, because then I know that she would be a clinger if I ever did hang out with her.
Can I ask what you whispered?
He said she's thirsty.
I like it if I like him, but then if I don't, it looks like desperate and needy.
Do you ever do that? Like a double text?
I love it.
I hate it.
You hate it?
I don't like when a girl double texts me.
There's a lot to read into that.
Yeah.
And I think we all have these unwritten rules of what that means.
I think people make that too big a deal. I don't think it's that big a deal.
If she double texts, then it's most likely like kind of a bigger red flag.
It depends on if I like the girl or if I'm interested. If I'm not,
If you're not
that
interested.
interested,
Mhm.
then I'm like, I would think, oh man, like, she probably likes me.
Yeah. Super annoyed.
That's cool when a girl does that to me, but I never ever do that to a girl.
To me, it's kind of a good sign if it just happens once.
Okay.
If all of a sudden it's like very repetitive,
Mhm.
I think it's definitely a form of like kind of neediness.
It bothers me a lot.
Okay.
I feel good about myself because it means she really wants to hang out with me.
Okay.
If it's within like maybe like 10 minutes, I'm creeped out. Like if it's like, like
That's interesting.
3, 4, like, what are you doing? Why aren't you texting me back? And then like the last one's always just your name. That's when you know they're really like
They're mad.
crazy.
I'm like not scared to ever double text. I've never been in a situation where it's like he won't text me back, but I'm being crazy texting him.
Yes. Yes, I've done that. Because I don't want to always be the first one to start the conversation.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
That's huge.
Yes.
No, if I have the impression, if the thought comes to my mind, hey, I should text this person, I'll text them.
Okay.
Because I think playing the game is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of guys that I am interested in, I'll read into them being interested too much, and then so sometimes I feel like I'll like go through and I'll be like, oh, but I am kind of initiating a lot, and so in those cases I'll try to like not initiate text, and see if they do, because you want to obviously see if there's like reciprocated interest.
Okay. I'll just say yes because I think it's happened.
No. If I want to talk to her, I'll talk to her.
Yes. Okay. Yes. In dating, I'm not an initiator, so if I meet somebody, like, I won't text them first.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because I like them to put forward that far.
Yes.
Okay, definitely.
Maybe, but not like super intentionally.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yes, like maybe subconsciously.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially if I was the last person to do it a couple of times. It's stupid that we play by those rules, but we do.
Yes.
Yes, I have in the past.
Not really. Only like if it's gonna be like maybe 2 or 3 back and forth.
Yeah, I do.
I read them, but I don't. I'll text back. I just don't
Okay.
snap back. Maybe it's because I have a thing against selfies. Being a 28-year-old man single, I think if I did selfies, then I have nothing left.
I don't have Snapchat or Instagram.
Some people I do.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough. Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
I have a few times, but not generally.
Yes, sometimes.
Not really. More or less just like, what's up?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes. Depends on how I look.
Further into a relationship, I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. No, I don't ever Snapchat. I don't have the app.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Yeah, for sure.
I try not to. I've like communicated, but once it gets over like 3 or 4 like back and forth, then I try to go over to texting.
Yeah, definitely.
As a form of texting, no.
Yeah, definitely.
Like on a level of commitment and
Yes.
text is
Yeah.
higher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because you can send it to like 7 people at the same time, so it doesn't feel as personal, I
Okay.
guess.
I know if
I
I
could have
sent
sent
it to
this to like
Jessica.
50 other people, but I definitely just sent it to you,
Yes,
but you don't know that, yeah.
No, I think it's about the same as texting. It just depends on the girl. Like if
Okay.
I know that she Snapchats a lot, then I'll usually Snapchat.
I feel like they're the same. I guess Snapchat's a little bit less serious, but
Yeah, for sure. Because it's not as. With texting, you have to reply almost, or else it's kind of rude. But with snapping, you don't.
No, I probably think it's even more because you can actually see facial expression.
Yes.
I don't know about less serious, but for me it's like more convenient because I have to
Okay.
type a whole lot less.
Definitely.
No.
Yes, it can be considered as less serious when texting.
I try and keep it like a real conversation.
Okay.
I think Snapchat's like a shortcut.
No, I do it because sometimes I feel like it's an easier medium to make a joke.
Communication
No, I just like to see
Okay.
people.
Yes. Not a lot can be expressed through Snapchat.
No. I just do it because I feel like it's different, and I feel like, you know what, you can even tell like more about the person when they Snapchat you,
Mhm.
like what kind of Snapchats you get from them. You really can like see into what a person really is like.
And you can tell when they opened it.
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
No, I've never done that
Okay.
before.
I don't know.
No,
No.
Okay.
No.
I've done that before.
I think that's more of something like if you're already involved with someone and they're bothering you.
Okay.
Then you're like, bitch, I know you read that text.
Well, yeah, it's not disturbed.
Yeah.
Only if I texted them and they didn't text me back, and then you send them a snap and you're like, what the freak are you doing?
Messed up.
I'm just like, what the heck? You have your phone.
Yeah.
Text
Okay.
me back.
That's rude. Yeah, I would be like, jerk. Because obviously they have like
They're on their
access
phone.
to their phone. Yeah. So then, I don't know. It would just make me feel like I'm not super important.
That doesn't usually happen.
I'm like, oh, okay. She doesn't want to text me back. Like I know that she is doing it on purpose.
I just don't talk to them again.
Then I'm just like, well, she's probably not interested, so see ya.
It's a little annoying because you know that they saw it. I'm guilty of being the other person. Biggest pet peeve I have, by far.
Very annoyed, and I'm inclined not to talk to him again.
I don't know. I've never really experienced that.
Girls just always text you back, huh?
No, or they just don't use their social media when they don't text me back.
I was actually thinking about that today, and I don't really do that as
Yeah.
much as I should.
So you think you should?
I
do
think
that?
I should. Like, it's something that you should do. Like,
Okay.
to let someone know you're interested, like one of their photos, you know, follow them.
No. Sometimes, yeah. If you're kind of interested in a girl, you like their picture. Doesn't matter what it is.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm sure I've gotten excited before, but I don't think it's that big a deal at all.
Yep.
I have in the past, but I'm not like I don't do it very often.
Nope.
Yeah, like, cause I mean, I just like pictures if I see it, but if it's like a guy I'm interested in, like I'll like his picture. But I like read it as a sign, even though it's definitely probably never is. If I'm like, he liked my picture.
I'll just like hashtag babe.
I would like to think so, but I don't think it really is.
No. I don't know. No, I don't.
As a form of flirting.
Or like indicating interest.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
No.
No, not really.
Maybe, but a very, very like low level, I guess.
Okay. So if
I want to say
you
flirting. It's like, hey, like I see that. I see you.
Not really flirting. If I like a girl, I'll probably like her pictures, but not necessarily just because I like her.
No. I would like it if I liked him. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram, yes.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm very picky with who I favorite.
I hate Instagram.
No.
Okay.
But I'll stalk someone on Instagram for sure.
No.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
Maybe subconsciously, if it's a girl I like,
Okay.
I then say, it gives me that more, I say, okay, yeah, I like to feel that, just because
Okay.
it's someone I pursue, you're like.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Especially if he likes one photo and then doesn't like another one, and I wonder
Why?
what's happening.
Oh, definitely.
Do you notice when she doesn't?
Not as much as when, like, as a like when she does like it, but I do.
Okay.
Yes.
No, I'm not like way into the likes.
I get too many likes to
I would notice if they did more than if they didn't.
Yeah. Or I notice if he likes everyone.
Okay.
Constantly.
When they don't know, when they do, yes.
Yeah, for sure. Like if it's like that person that you're you're not like putting that on Instagram for them, but like if they don't, it's like wah wah.
Oh yeah. That's the only like I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
Do you notice when she doesn't?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you notice when she doesn't?
No. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no on both maybe actually.
If I like the boy, I probably notice.
Okay.
As lame as that sounds,
No,
but
we
I
all
wouldn't.
do.
But I wouldn't worry about it. But if he did like it, I would be like, oh, he saw my picture.
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks I look pretty, or he thinks I'm cool. I don't know.
Yes.
Do you notice when she doesn't
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
your pictures?
Yeah.
Do you
yeah,
notice when
definitely.
they don't like your pictures?
Not as much.
Okay.
But when they do, and I see that they liked my Instagram, then it's, yeah, no, I
Okay.
like that.
I don't care if they don't. I don't care if they do or don't notice, but I'm not gonna like their stuff.
Yeah, like if it's with like another guy.
Maybe my ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
That's about it.
No. Do people really do that stuff? That's weird.
For sure. For sure.
If the photo really stinks, then I think that a lot of girls as well put the ones that do a lot of selfies. It kind of shows they're kind of into themselves, and I really like the girl. It's a way of saying,
I don't
your
really.
selfie.
No.
Yes.
No, I have not.
Yes. Yes, I've done that.
No. Sometimes I don't like a boy's picture every time because I'm embarrassed that they think like, oh, she likes every single one of my pictures.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
No, because I think if I don't like it, he won't notice anyway.
Okay.
I don't think boys are that observant.
Girls notice that. That's conniving.
No. But really, what do they think? Nothing.
Yeah.
They think nothing of it.
No.
Because girls notice those things.
Do they?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
You should be aware. We notice.
Maybe a girl does look through at the 100+ likes.
But I don't think they would notice, to be honest.
They do.
If they like you, they notice.
Yes.
Really? That's good to
We're
know.
sharing way too
Please,
much.
please, no, please share with me, guys.
Everybody likes your picture. Just flipping through them. Oh,
It's true.
just go to the next. Double tap.
Girls read a lot into those, though.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every, yeah.
I hate the word stalk, but
I
it's real.
know.
That's true. It is stalking, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like I've seen like a picture that they've tagged in, and I was like, oh, I saw them there. And then looked. Yeah. I would for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Like, who is that person? Do you know them? And we'll stalk them on social media. And I was like asking people like, okay, do you know him? Because I saw your friends. This is so embarrassing. Yeah, those mutual friends, they help.
Yeah, I have.
Like look at her Instagram and see if she's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Yep. I found out his mutual friends because I wanted to know like who he was. Like how can I like, fall in love with him and marry him.
Well, of course. Scroll through profile pictures.
All the time.
Yeah. Everyone has. Come on. If I know I'm going on a date with somebody and I've never met him before, then I go pretty deep.
Okay.
And I go through Facebook and Instagram.
Do you like go back in the past way far? Do you?
No, because most people are like pretty ugly a couple years ago.
Yes. As far as the Twitter pictures will let me. I gotta look how many pictures they have. If they have like 600, no way. If they have like 70 or 80, sure, why not?
Yeah. If I do see somebody on Facebook or Instagram, I'll just like look at their picture for, like go through their pictures for maybe a minute or so.
Absolutely. Just look them up and then look through their pictures if they have any, and that's it.
Yes. Friends with, mutual friends important, just to see the common interests.
Okay.
And then just pictures.
I'll usually look at their pictures and then find out who I know that knows them if I want to ask them out.
Yes. Just like their past few pictures and like on Facebook, I'm not gonna click down to 2008. That's just not happening.
Oh yeah, profile pics. That's basically all I really look at.
Okay.
Because for me, like I like branding. So how's a person gonna brand themselves?
A little bit, but I'm not a huge stalker.
Yeah. I just go to see if they're actually hot.
Okay.
Because sometimes you don't know if like you meet them, lighting could be weird, like.
Call. I'll kind of put out a feeler though. I'll text like, hey, like, what are your plans for this weekend, type of thing. And then like if they say something, I'll call them up and ask them out.
I prefer a phone call, but if it's a text message, it's okay.
Usually call, but girls don't answer their phones these days. I won't leave a voicemail because I don't listen to voicemails. So instead of leave a voicemail, I'll text them and be like, but I'll usually call first. I'm not gonna lie though, yeah, if it's a girl that's super young, like 19, then sometimes I will just text them.
Yeah.
They don't even bother. It's just like I know they don't. Yeah.
Probably a text, just because I'm busy. I feel like a lot, and so a phone call sometimes. This is bad, but it's sometimes a burden.
I'll call them.
Okay.
I always call them, or I ask them in person.
Yeah, phone call. I feel like texting is so like, I feel like, I don't know, there's just like no effort, and so it just kind of says a lot about how the person like feels about me, I feel like. So that's like a big no-no.
Text her, but I always make sure to call her at least once before, usually that day, especially if it's the first time, because then you're like breaking the barrier a little bit.
Depends on the girl.
Okay.
If I think that I can do better talking with the girl, then I'll call her. If texting is more appropriate at the time, then I'm gonna text.
When I first ask her out, I call.
Okay.
I think once you've taken her out a couple times, then you can text.
Called is very cute.
Okay.
Because then you can hear their voice and they're always like, at least first dates, they're like nervous. And you're laughing because it's not a big deal.
I call her. Definitely call. Or I do it in person.
Okay.
I have a pride issue.
I prefer to be called.
Call.
Okay. Always?
Always.
Okay.
I'd prefer to do it in person than call even.
I always call.
Call.
Kind of depends. I'd prefer to call, and when I like to call more than text.
If I'm really comfortable with the guy, I don't care if he texts me, but if it's like a new guy, I'd rather him call me.
I personally would like to call, but it depends with the girl because there's some girls that you can tell that they just want to text the first time. But I'd much rather call.
I think called is the more appropriate thing to do. If someone texted me, I wouldn't say no though.
Usually in person.
If it's just straight out of the blue, then I would definitely call.
Okay.
If like we're having already a texting conversation, we kind of have that texting communication relationship, if you want to put it like that, and we're texting that day, I'll probably just text.
Phone call.
Call her.
Always?
Well, always for a first date. After that, not as much.
Yeah, I call her. I've been recently trying to do face to face, which is super scary.
It's pretty important. It definitely lets you know that they're interested and that they want to go out again. I feel more confident asking a girl out after I get a PDT.
I only do it if I really like it. So letting you know I had a good time. But if I didn't have a time, I will not say it.
Man, with some girls, it's really important. If she doesn't text me, then I'll just assume she probably wasn't into it.
A scale of 1 to 10, probably like an 8. It shows that like they had a good time and like they're grateful that I was like willing to get the courage to ask them, because it's not easy asking girls on dates, and it's not cheap usually either.
Super important. I think if ever I forget, I feel really ungrateful and like bratty kind of. So even if I didn't have a good time, or unless he was like rude on the date and like tried to like kiss me and I didn't want to kiss him, like something like crazy rude, then I'll always text.
It's really nice. It lets me know that they were, that they're still thinking about me.
I didn't really ever think about it as important until like people told me it's important. And so I don't know if that's like a real thing or that's just like societal, but like I think that I don't really care. Like I guess I expect it now because it's an indicator of things that are gonna happen.
That's a game changer. If you don't text me back, I'm not gonna take you out again. Even if you don't want to go out with a guy again and you say, hey, thanks for the date, that's just common courtesy. The girl's really nice and she has manners. So.
That's something I've like never been really clear on, because like how I learned when I was younger is that you like always send it, and then if you want to go out with him again, then you say that. But then I recently asked a couple people, because I've been going on dates that I don't want to go out with again, and they said don't ever send. So I think it's important just to like show appreciation, especially if they like, I don't know, like I feel bad if people like spend money and then you have no like return interest, like I don't know, like I feel like the least you can do is send a thank you text. So I put a lot of importance on it.
Very important.
Okay.
Like number one, most important. At very least, say thank you.
Yes.
You can say thank you, but then like in today's world, to send a thank you text is like, to just say thank you and they drop you off isn't really enough.
Okay.
So it's like you need a thank you text as like a reassurance as a male.
I don't think I've ever post-date texted, because when I like go on a date with a boy, if I had a good time, at the end of the date, like I'll tell him to his face, like I had a really good time. Let's do this again. And so I don't feel like I need to text him 10 minutes later and say the same thing.
I think eventually, like at least some form of gratitude is good. Like we spent like some time together or something. Like we spent money on them. At least like say thank you. Even if you're not interested, say something. I think it's pretty important.
I think it's very appreciable. I mean, if they don't send you post-date texts, I really don't care. But you usually like when somebody sends a post-date text, it seems like they're more interested.
I do. It's a silly thing that I honestly didn't know about until like a year and a half ago. I didn't really think about it because I just thought I showed him enough that I was interested.
Yeah.
But I think it's appreciated. They took you out to dinner. They paid for, or you're assuming that you didn't pay.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good way to just like let them know that you are interested or that you had a good time. Even when I'm not interested, I'll text a thank you.
It's not a deal breaker, but it's very nice.
Okay.
I would say like if you don't get one, it's kind of like maybe she didn't have that good a time. But if she does, it's like, oh, okay, good. Like it's just more encouraging.
I think it's pretty vital. At least from my experience, usually when a girl likes you, she'll send a post-date text. So if I don't get the text, it's usually, to me, a sign that she didn't have a good time.
Not that important. I probably always do.
Okay.
Because I think it's nice.
Okay.
Huge. Girls should text every time afterwards. If I ask a girl on a date and she doesn't text me back, I won't take her on another date.
Important. It's like, hey, I had fun tonight. It's reassuring.
Okay.
It's always good. There's hope for the future.
That's important. I get mad when I don't get it.
Okay.
Because there's like ungrateful.
I generally try and give a post-date text if I'm interested. If I'm not, you're not gonna hear from me. Or I'm gonna fade out real nice.
It doesn't matter. If it comes, then that's fine. If it doesn't, then whatever. Yeah, if she texts me like some BS text after, like, that's gay too. Like, oh, Nickelcade was so fun. Like, oh, Nickelcade sucks, and so do you. So why are you texting me?
Why did you take her to Nickelcade if it sucks?
PDT. I definitely like it. I think it's definitely a very good sign of whether she likes me or she's just a nice person. I think that's just good. Gratitude is huge.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And it's a girl's responsibility. So let this be clear. It's a guy takes you out. If she doesn't text you back like within that night or maybe even the next morning, then I have like second thoughts.
I don't think it's that important. It doesn't have to be like a post-date text, but to have communication after the date is big. Some girls will tell you they had a great time, whether or not they like you or not. So I don't put a lot of weight in it.
No. I've wanted to, but
I have.
You have.
How'd that go?
It was messed up. That was my fault. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I texted her, and then she's like, "Are you breaking up with me over text?" I was like, and then I was like, "Okay, well." I started to do it, and then she knew what was coming, and I was like, "Well, we can talk about it if you want." And after I said that, she's like, "I'd rather not talk in person." So.
No and yes. Just wasn't meant to be a breakup. And as we got into it, yeah, it ended up. So yeah, I do not appreciate that. Serious conversation. We should have been in person.
Yeah, not in a text message, in a Facebook message.
Facebook message.
And it was well, it wasn't on accident, but the way that it happened was really bad. So we were on a break, and I didn't want to like get together to like formally break up. So I was looking for an email address, tried an email, and I could not find an email address. So I was gonna write like a nice Facebook message.
Yeah.
And I started it by saying hey, and then the person's name, and I pushed enter to put a space to start my paragraph, and it sent it saying hey, and then the person's name, and then she immediately responded. And so I just told her over Facebook. And then she called me and told me she felt disrespected, and I said, no, I get that.
kind of depends. I feel like it's an easy way to keep in touch, but at the same time, if you always have a way of keeping in touch and you're not, it like makes people wonder. I don't know, it's a two-edged sword. I feel like, for the most part, I'm a bad texter. I feel like it's kind of hurt me, to be honest with you.
It varies from relationship. Like, I feel like some it has enhanced and others it's affected negatively. Just because sometimes it's like, I feel like it cripples you as an individual because like they don't like let you breathe or I don't let them breathe, that kind of thing. I'm terrible with words through text, so I try and do it in person. I don't like to have serious conversations through text.
I think it depends on the person. I think some people it's enhanced the
relationship because I'm more comfortable with the person, but other people, like, we can't talk. But we can text, so it's bad.
Worsen. There's a different, just a communication that you have with people where, you know, versus texting and talking face to face. I think a lot of people can hide emotion, hide how they really feel behind a text message.
Worsened. I just feel like it's so easy to like get to know someone through text, and then sometimes when you're like with them, you're like, oh.
I think it's done both. If you're behind a screen and texting, you can sometimes express a lot more than you would normally. But at the same time, it's kind of bad because there's a lot that gets lost in like textlation, I think, sometimes. And like people like don't mean to say, or they mean to say something that doesn't come across because it's typed. And that person interprets it in their mind how they want to interpret it. And so like sometimes there's a lot of miscommunication that comes too. So I think it's kind of both, because I've definitely experienced that. I felt like I've been able to say a lot more through a text message, and I feel like nowadays it's a lot more like people share a lot more of their feelings through text because they're so scared to talk.
Worsened. I think that, well, both. I think that it can turn into a negative thing. Like, you should never fight over texting or try to talk about important things over texting, and it's so easy to, like, if you're trying to figure out something important, you just send a text if you're at work and you can't like talk on the phone, but you should really try to wait and talk in person. But it's fun to just like silly text and get to know them that way.
It's done both, probably. Obviously, it enhances them because you get to know people. There's that little constant connection. But like sometimes I don't text back, and they think I don't like them. It's just like and then it's awkward to actually text them after a long time. What do you say? If it's been like 5 days, what do you say?
I say worsen. For the most part, it's just like every battle that everybody has. There's always an easy way and there's always a harder way. The hard way is usually the better. It's like you can have FaceTime. People will like argue through text. I think I hate it.
It's kind of nice because, like, I don't really talk on the phone. I've only dated one kid who's called me on the phone to have a conversation, and most of them will just, like, text, and I've texted guys, like, throughout the day, and they'll be asking questions to get to know me, and I think it's good sometimes, but other times I feel like you can't really gauge, like, sometimes you can't gauge how interested they are in it because you can't tell their emotions behind things, and sometimes people can take things the wrong way and you can't explain yourself, but then if you send a text that's too long, it's like, it just makes it really complicated.
I think that they have worsened because like it's too confusing. I think sometimes you're not able to communicate.
Worsened because people can communicate badly through texting, and there's usually like miscommunication or misunderstandings because you can't like tell what people mean in text.
I'd probably have to say worsen them.
Okay.
It's a terrible way of communicating.
I think they enhance, except for like breakups or when they want to DTR during a text.
So
no
like
bueno.
serious conversations.
Serious conversations should be in person only. But it definitely keeps you gaining momentum when you just barely started dating someone.
Worsen.
Okay.
A lot of times, like, I feel like I like to communicate with people, you know, and like texting is awesome, but like one, it's not a way to communicate, and like another is that like people almost expect you to be able to text all day. Like I don't have that much to talk about like all day long.
I don't think that they're good for like serious conversations, but just for like fun, for whatever, just random information, then it works great because you can just do it quick and I don't know.
I think it depends. Sometimes it can hurt and sometimes it's good. I think especially when you're first dating someone, you kind of have to get used to their texting style. And so you have to learn, like, are they like an emotional person in texting or not? Like some people don't use a lot of emotion in their texts, and so it's just like at first you're like, are they not interested? I don't know, but
Worsened them. Just reading into text messages thinking that they meant something that they didn't, or not knowing how to like take it, or like you can never tell people's emotions over text, and so I think that I like overanalyze text messages, or like think that they meant something that they probably didn't think twice about.
Enhanced, I
Okay.
would say, for sure. I feel like it speeds things up a little bit. It's
Okay.
not so slow. When you can text and talk all the time, it helps the process move along.
Depends on the person. I'm not a huge texter in the first place, so
Really, it seems like you are like.
It really seems like you're really into texting
and like social media.
Yeah.
You read a lot into it.
Depends on if they like only text or if they also call you and see you in normal ways. That relationship can't be held together by texting alone.
It's not intimate.
I think it's a case by case situation. Some of them have definitely enhanced it because it's very simple because we still have other forms of communication. Ones where that's been our main medium has negative.
Worse than that. You can't talk to each other, and you can say a lot of things through text that you wouldn't normally say. And it makes you internalize and overanalyze a lot of stuff.
It's very convenient, and it is a way to. I think it's like a progressive stage. Like you get to that point, and then you gotta avoid texting. It's just hard to communicate. Like it's more organic and nice to talk to someone face to face.
And your single friends, if they set you up on a blind date, you're like, why aren't you dating them?
Yeah.
And then your married friends are like, oh my gosh, she's so awesome. You're like, she's deaf.
But
She's deaf.
I got that one time.
Deaf is like a deal breaker